All right, everyone, welcome back for another deep dive.
Mm,
We'd love to explore these kind of out there concepts for creating wealth and abundance, and today is no exception.
absolutely.
We're going to be looking at aligning your actions, the power of being.
Oh, this is a good one.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really, really fascinating. So let's just jump right in. The big question we're going to be looking at today is, can simply being peaceful and happy actually help you get more money?
It's a very intriguing idea, right? Because we often think about, taking all the actions to get the results,
It
but
has hustle, hustle, hustle.
right, exactly. Grind, grind, grind. But this is saying that maybe there's something a little deeper that we need to look at first.
Yeah, and Michael Fox actually starts this video out by telling a really interesting personal story. He was saying that he was trying to make more money. He was doing all the things, taking all the action,
Nice.
the calls, the meetings, all that stuff.
Doing all the right things.
Yeah. And he just wasn't seeing the results. So he kind of had this moment where he was like, why isn't this working? What am I missing here?
Yeah, that's so interesting. I mean, I feel like we've all been there at some point, right?
Totally.
Yeah,
You're doing all the things, but for some reason, the results just aren't there.
right. So what did he figure out?
So he said the big thing he realized was that he was missing this foundation of embodying the feeling of already having the money. Like
Yeah.
you can't just do your way to have. You have to actually be in alignment with the thing that you're wanting to create.
So it's like you can't just act your way there. You have to actually embody the feeling of already having it.
Exactly. So now the question is, how do we actually do that, right?
Mm.
Because being peaceful and happy, okay, that's great. But how does that actually translate into more money in my bank account?
Right. It sounds a little woo-woo at first, doesn't it?
It does a little bit.
So Michael Fox lays out this really simple three-step process. The first part is you identify the feeling that you believe you'd have if you already had the money that you desire. So for him, that was a sense of peace and happiness. He's
Yeah.
like, if I already had all this money, I would just feel peaceful and happy.
I mean, that makes sense, right?
Yeah,
Like if you didn't have to worry about bills and all that stuff, you probably feel pretty peaceful and happy.
right. You wouldn't have that weight on your shoulders.
Totally. Okay, so then what?
So the second step is instead of waiting to have all the money to feel that way, you start actively cultivating those feelings of peace and happiness in your day-to-day life.
So it's like not just like waiting for it to happen, but actually like practicing that feeling.
Exactly. You're shifting your inner world to match the outcome that you want in the outer world.
So it's not about faking it. It's about actually like shifting your internal state.
Yeah, you're not just like pretending to be happy. You're actually cultivating that genuine happiness.
Okay, but I have to ask, like, is this just positive thinking? Does this really work?
I know it can sound a little out there, but Michael Fox talks about how it's not just about forcing these feelings. It's about really embodying them and letting that inform your actions.
So it's not just about like sitting around visualizing money coming into your bank account.
No, it's about actually taking action, but from a place of peace and happiness.
Okay, so then how does that actually work?
Yeah.
How does like being happy actually lead to having more money?
Well, think about it. Our emotions really impact how we show up in the world, right?
Yeah.
If you're feeling stressed and desperate, you're probably going to make different decisions than if you're feeling calm and happy.
Totally.
Like if I'm super stressed about money, I'm probably going to be way more likely to like take on any client that comes my way, even if it's not a good fit.
Exactly. Or you might make impulsive decisions that aren't in your best interest.
Yeah. Or you might even like self-sabotage without even realizing it.
Yeah, because deep down you don't believe you deserve abundance.
Now that's interesting. So this is about like shifting that belief system.
Exactly. It's about
Ah.
becoming the kind of person who naturally attracts and manages wealth.
Okay. So it's about like being the kind of person that money is drawn to.
So if you're walking into a business meeting feeling all stressed and desperate, that's probably not going to attract the best opportunities.
Probably not, right? It's like you're putting out this energy of lack and scarcity.
But if you walk in feeling calm and happy and like you already have everything you need.
it's like you're radiating abundance.
Yeah. And people are going to be drawn to that.
Exactly. And Michael Fox actually noticed a huge shift in his interactions and outcomes once he started applying this principle. He found himself being more present and authentic in meetings,
It's interesting.
which led to deeper connections and ultimately more successful deals.
So it's like that energy actually like ripples out and affects everything.
Absolutely. It's not just about you. It's about how you impact the people around you.
Yeah. That actually reminds me of that study about happy salespeople.
Oh, yeah.
They consistently outperform their less happy counterparts. Like maybe it's not just about closing the deal, but the energy you bring to the table.
I think that's a huge part of it.
It's like people can sense that authenticity.
And they're drawn to it.
So I think the big takeaway here is that our internal state really does matter.
It's not just about what we do, it's about who we are being.
and that who we're being actually affects the actions that we take and the results that we get.
It's all interconnected.
So I guess the question for everyone listening is, what feeling would you want to embody if you already had what you desired?
If you could just snap your fingers and have everything you wanted, how would you feel?
And then the challenge is, can you start cultivating that feeling now?
Because if you can embody that feeling even before you have the things, it's going to change how you approach everything.
That's a really powerful thought.
It is. It's like you're aligning yourself with the frequency of abundance.
It's like instead of chasing the money, you're becoming the kind of person who naturally attracts it.
Exactly.
This has been a really fascinating conversation. I think the big takeaway is sometimes the biggest breakthroughs come not from doing more, but from being more.
It's a powerful shift in perspective.
If you're intrigued by this idea, I highly recommend checking out Michael Fox Coaching's full video to delve deeper.
Yeah, he goes into a lot more detail and gives some great tips for cultivating those feelings.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep growing, and keep being awesome.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.